So I started back in 1986 when I joined Pencride College back on Anglesey. And that was basically going in entry level with the Sitting Guilds qualifications within the kitchen and the restaurant side. That was a 2-year course, and then once I completed that, I then went to Llandrillo in Ross-on-Sea and did my BTEC National Diploma in Hospitality Management. So from there, I went abroad to Spain and did some work over in Spain. I came back, then ran hotels within North Wales, so from Tratha Bay at the Beach Hotel. I then moved down to Guildford, to the Bramley Grange as operations manager. Moved back up to the Vale Bar in Bodelwyddan as general manager, and then I moved up to the Lake District. So the Lake District is where I met my wife, and we spent 7 years running various hotels in the lakes, from Ambleside to Backbarrow, and we ran hotels in Beaumont and Windermere as well as in Ambleside. We then moved down to Snowdonia, both as general managers, running a hotel in Betws-y-Coed. And then from there we moved down to Cornwall. So the path has been quite a nice path, and in fact we've chosen some lovely parts of the country to work. During my time in the Waterloo Hotel in Betws-y-Coed, I went back to further education and did my Cert Ed in higher education. So I wanted to underpin the knowledge and my skills back in 2020. So that was really interesting. So I then taught part-time at Llandrillo College. Gave me a greater insight from the kitchen, is where I started, to the front of house, to the management side of it. But as you can imagine, within every hotel, we've got a number of bars, we've got nightclubs, we've got restaurants, cocktail bars, leisure complexes. So more recently, about 11 years ago, I decided to get involved in Punch Pubs. So I took on the role as operations manager within Punch Pubs, looking after 52 sites. From Anglesey, from Holyhead through to Aberystwyth, across to Newtown and up to Chester. So yeah, had a really good time with Punch Pubs. As I say, managing 52 sites, and whilst I've been with them, I did an MVQ level 5 within Leeds University on multiple site management. For me, the opportunity to travel. So I mentioned to you when I finished college that I took a job over in Spain, so I was over in Spain for a while. I was able to choose the part of the countries that I wanted to work in, so I was able to choose some very nice parts of the country. So Cornwall, I've worked, the lakes we have worked, London I've worked, Snowdonia I've worked, and now I'm based back in North Wales, but I have numerous sites that cover most of the Cheshire, the South Manchester, the Liverpool and the North Wales area. So yeah, so for me it was the opportunity to travel. Whilst I was in the hotel sector that I looked after, I launched the Key Hotel and Spa in Ganway, which is the first 5-star in North Wales. And part of that, because we attained AA Hotel of the Year back in 2007, I even went on a Welsh delegation over to India for 2 weeks. And that saw us visiting Mumbai and New Delhi, and visiting various catering schools as well, and bringing apprenticeships across back to the UK too. There's a huge shortage of kitchen staff, front of house staff, bar staff, general staff, but also within the roles that I do. So I'm an area manager. I have a number of sites and MPs reporting into me. We look for area manager designates, so that's like the trainee, the entry level. So we're always looking for new area managers. We're looking for catering and development managers. We're looking for recruiters within our company as well. So the roles within our business are very varied, but there is a lot going on, lots of change, but we're always looking for new applicants to apply within Punch Pubs. Okay, when we're looking at the pubs that I oversee, entry level there is just general knowledge. Then we would put them on a training plan, which will be the MVQ and CPL based. And then from there, we would introduce them to the local colleges to underpin their skills further. Employed by Punch, then it would mostly be entry level at degree level. And the degree level would mean that you'd end up looking at the role within the business that you'd like. So whether it's catering development, whether it's area management, because we then jump into the financial, the legal, the counselling side, because we're responsible for the welfare of our managed partners, welfare for our tenants and lessees. We want to make sure that they have the right support from the area managers. I think after COVID, confidence in the marketplace was knocked significantly, and it's also it's sort of identified the underperformers and the operators who know how to drive their businesses. So we are investing in our pubs, we're investing in our MPs, managed partners, and we are planning the future. So it's more like a preventative maintenance plan within the publican, the MP, the managed partner, and within the business. So we make sure the training is in place, we make sure their businesses are dressed accordingly, and we make sure that there's a proper plan in place for them to attain budget, hit target sales, and have that 3-5 year plan within their grasp. The key thing with it, coming out of COVID, people want to have a great experience when they go out, and we have to give them that great experience. So it is the brands on the bar that we're engaged with, lots of great suppliers. Punch pubs, we don't brew any of our beer, but so it means we're not tied to any particular brands. So it's making sure we have the best dressed bars, the best products, the best available draft lines, the best menus, the best food, and all we see is that our client base, our customer base, our guests, they want the best, and we need to make sure that when they go to any of our sites, they have the best experience. So team training is important, the offer is very important, the dressing of the pub is very important, and it's that whole wow factor when you go out. 2023, I think there's a labour shortage in every sector of hospitality, and that is a concern. The kitchen side more so. I mean, I started off within the kitchen side and thoroughly enjoyed my experience. I think what we're trying to do within Punch is make sure that we have menus within the kitchen that are easily adaptable, and we have various concepts within Punch to make sure that anybody from entry level through to a qualified chef has the capabilities of working with our menu. So anybody who feels that they may be underskilled, we will give them the skills. We have catering development managers within Punch, so we will help develop them with the training, and then put them in the site that will be right for them. I mean, the issues that we have, as you know, with since COVID, we do have, as I say, the labour shortages. We are engaged with yourselves, we're engaged with other colleges throughout the UK. We have 1,400 pubs throughout the UK, and we just want to make sure that we have the best coming through that we can train, develop, and put in our pubs. There's two ways. First of all, looking at the pubs that I oversee, we have the online learning, which is CPL. So they have various modules. I think there's 90 plus modules on there, identifying every element of the business. So everybody is aligned to that when they take on any of our pubs, from the tenancy holder, to the employees that they take on. So we also then dovetail into the colleges, as I've mentioned, Ellesmere Port, Chester and Crewe. But with Punch, we, on the recruitment side for the OMs, the CDMs, we normally come with some history behind us, and that would be either diploma, degree level, but we can also go up through the ranks. It doesn't necessarily mean degree, or it could be MVQ based, and working up through the ranks to attain a position within Punch. I mean, I don't have a degree. I have a BTEC national diploma. All I've done is underpin my skills and my knowledge during the last 20 odd years. So, and then as I say, what Punch have done, have supported me in the last 11 years, making sure I've got the right attributes to do my job to the best of my ability. So anybody can go within the operations manager, area manager role. The CDM, the catering development manager, could be a sous chef, a head chef who wants to jump into a mentoring role. And then we have the designates who want to start within the ranks of Punch, and we have office based and we have field based. So there's a lot going on within the company. Okay, well, I've written down a load of words here, which hopefully will address all of that. So for me, it's an eagerness, and they also need to have a confidence. We have to be adaptable within hospitality, but we also have to be caring. Industrious, because we want to be successful. Collaboration, because we've got to work with people. Integrity, to do things to the best of your ability. And then to have excellence and pride in your work. Those are the attributes that I think are important within my line of work. The key skills within my sector, because they're working to budgets, we're working to targets, So it is financial focus. So when anybody takes on any of my pubs, it's looking at the P&L. So it's understanding how a P&L works. And that's straightforward, because you have a dedicated operations manager who will help you work your process through that. And we also make sure we have pub-wise accountants to support you. So for the first 12 months of anybody going into any of my pubs, we support them with a pub-wise accountant. Focus on kitchen, focus on front of house, and that is all about stocks and controls within the business. But I go back to the P&L and the finance. For anybody to be successful in our business, yes, they need to be focused on the financial side of the business. Over the years, I've run hotels for about 20 years, and for the last 10, 15 years, it's been pubs. I've got numerous examples of guys coming into the kitchen at entry level, working up through to chef de partie, sous chef, and up to head chef. So there's numerous restaurants within North Wales where we have been part of the road to success for chefs who have been part of the Welsh culinary team, who are running restaurants in Llandudno and Conway and Rosniger, and guys that have got restaurants of their own that are up in Garstang and South Lakes, where we've been before as well. So the mentoring process, the training progress, all I want to do with people within my team is see them develop, and giving them the right skills, the right avenues, the right connections to help them get to where they need to be. And then within Punch, it's the mentoring role. So it's when we have new people coming on board, it's making sure they're buddied up correctly, making sure that their induction is over a correct period, and then when they go to the designate role, which means that they haven't been given the role totally, they've got a designate period for up to 6 months. So they're fed into the role nicely, so that if there are any skills that are missing, we're there to help and to support and to advise and to encourage. So we're engaged with your free setups, and that covers my patch nicely. I've mentioned to you already about CPL, the online learning, and then it's work-based learning underpinned by your field-based trainers. So that's how it works for us. Basically a huge support. I've had team meetings that have been hosted at Ellesmere Port in one of your boardrooms there, and the welcome that we had, the hospitality with the lunches that were served, the engagement with your team that were within the site has been absolutely phenomenal. Meeting the team and understanding the field workers that you have going into my sites has been phenomenal too. So it's been a great experience for us, and it's a great partnership, it's a great relationship, and long may it continue.